Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you how to build an appointment booking website, and for this we are going to use one of the most comprehensive solutions on the market right now. And because it has so many features, it will suit literally any type of business. So it could be a hairdresser, a nail salon, a law firm, a tradesman, yoga instructor, maybe spin classes, events and lectures, or a hospital like we are going to build together today as an example. So first, let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so today we are going to build a dental clinic website with appointment booking system. So clearly here we have multiple employees, different departments as well. So as you can see here, this is our hero section with a call to action button right here, and the same in our menu section. And if we scroll down the page, we have a short about us section here with a Google map giving direction to your customers, to your locations. Right here, we have a new patient information form, so you can register immediately online. And then again, a bit of further information about your business. And as you will see throughout our home page, we have a few call to action buttons to book an appointment. If you click on this button, and this will bring you to our appointment booking system. So right here, you can select the different services. Obviously, this is a hospital. We have different departments. So maybe you want pediatric and cardiology, and then you can select your location. So here we could select Galway, for instance, and then you have different doctors, maybe John Doe or Mary Stevens, and then click next. And now you can book your appointment. And as you can see, this doctor is only available on Tuesdays and Thursdays with the occasional Sunday. So let's go for the 21st, select your time slot, click next. And now we know that the cost of this visit will be 150 euros. So click next. Now we can fill out our details. So perhaps something like this, okay? And then click next. And now you can proceed to payment. So we have a test payment for you to test your platform. We have the pay on site if you want them to pay once they get to your premises, or pay by PayPal. And this could also be Stripe or any online payment methods. And as you can see, the total price is 150, but they're only required to pay 50% upfront. Now they can also pay the full amount if they wanted to. And as you can see, they can select this option here. I want to pay the full price. And obviously it's up to you to define how much you want to be paid upfront. So this could be a percentage or an amount. And if you go to your backend, you have a quick overview of all the appointments booked already. And this calendar can be linked to your Google Calendars as well, and for individual doctors as well. Okay, so now let me show you how to build this for yourself step by step. And as always, I'll leave all the links in the description below. Okay, so let's get started. Okay guys, so the very first step is to take care of our hosting and domain name registration. So for this, simply click on the very first link in the description below where it says get hosting here. Now it's important that you use that link because it will bring you to a co-branded page that we have with Hostinger, which will give you access to 75% discount. And if you use the coupon code MrWeb at checkout, you'll get an extra 10% discount on top. So simply click on this link here. And this is going to bring you to this page. And again, this is a co-branded page that we have with Hostinger. So special prices, obviously, special discounts. If you scroll down the page, you'll find different plans. So as you can see, start from only $2.99 per month. Next one up is $3.99. And then the cloud startup is $9.99. So what's the difference between those three? Well, basically is the performances and the speed. So as you can see, this one is standard performance, this one is up to 5 times faster, and this one up to 10 times faster. So now it depends on the amount of resources that you need. If you're only running one website, this one is absolutely fine. Now, if you're running multiple websites and also maybe e-commerce website, you might want to consider either this one or this one, depending on the amount of traffic and visitors that you're expecting every month. And also with Hostinger, you get a lot of free stuff. You get free SSL certificate, free email, and also a free domain name. These options normally are paid with most web hosting companies. So in this case, you get those for free as well. And if you go for the business plan here, you get free CDN as well, Content Delivery Network. Now, obviously, they provide you with daily backup and weekly backup. As you can see, the entry level here is weekly backup, so they will back up your website once a week. If you go for the $3.99 one, you'll get a daily backup as well. So every day you have a full backup of your website. So feel free to select any of those plans. You can start with the $2.99 one, and you can always upgrade to the next one up later down the line if you need more resources. So let's get started with this one here. So click on Add to Cart. And from here, you're going to select your billing cycle. So as you can see, it goes from 12 months to 48 months. Obviously, the longer your billing cycle, the more you're going to save. As you can see, it's $2.99 per month, but here you're going to save $432. Here, $216, and right here, $108. So what does that mean exactly? Well, basically, if you lock in your price at $2.99 for a year, after that you will renew at $9.99. If you select 24 months, you will renew at $7.99, and 48 months, you will renew at $6.99. So basically, for 4 years, you're going to pay $2.99 per month instead of $6.99. So feel free to select any of those. So let's continue on with the 48 months deal here, okay? So scroll down the page, you can create your account, you select your payment method, and right here, we have a quick overview of how much it's going to cost you. So as you can see here, the normal price should be $707 down to $176. So this is a massive saving, isn't it? Now I also have a coupon code for you. So here, type in Mr. Web. So there you go. And as you can see, the normal price $176.53 including taxes. Now let's apply this. And as you can see, now it's only $158.88. So that means that you get to enjoy a massive discount of 78%. And then after this, proceed to checkout. And now you can log into your account. So let's do this together. So simply enter your email address and password and let's log in. So this is your hosting dashboard. And right here on top, as you can see, you can claim your free domain. So for this, let's click on claim domain. And right there, you're going to type the domain name that you want to register. So for instance, your domain name, okay? And then select your extension. As you can see, you have .in for India, .me for personal websites, .com, this is the most popular one, obviously. You also have .net, .xyz, .help, .host. So select the one that suits your type of business. So let's go ahead with .com as an example here. And then we're going to check the availability. So let's click on this. And as you can see, this one is already taken. So you might have to look for a different variation of your domain name. So in our case here, we're just going to try to register Learn with Mr. Web, okay, as a .com. So again, let's check the availability. So this one is available. So we're going to claim our domain, okay? So let's do this together. So let's claim our domain. And then by law, you have to enter your details here, obviously, because you have to know who's registering the domain name. So let's click on the next step. So I'm going to fill this out very quickly. So there you go. And now finish registration. Very good. So now let's click continue. Very good. As I can see, the email verification is pending at the moment. So basically go to your mailbox and click on the link that's inside that email. So I've done that already. So now we can refresh. Very good. As you can see, now it's active and verified as well. Now we can set up our server. So we go back home here. So depending on which plan you purchase, maybe premium, business or cloud, you will see one of those sections here, okay? So when it's not set up yet, you will have a button like this one just next to it. So again, it could be premium, business or cloud. Either of those is absolutely fine, So now click on setup. Now we're going to click on start now. And right here, you're going to go through a few different questions. It's like a setup wizard, basically, to help you set up your hosting. So as you can see, you have a few questions here. What are you creating the website for? So you can select either of those, or you can skip altogether. I would advise that you skip this one altogether, Right here, what are you going to do? Are you going to create a new website or migrate a website? Well, in our case, we're going to create a new website. So select this. So do you want to build this with AI or ourselves? Well, we're going to build this ourselves. So just skip this step altogether now. And you're going to select your domain. So normally it should show up automatically, but if you have more than one domain registered, you might click on the drop-down menu and select the one that you want to assign to this, and then click select. And now right here, you're going to select your server. So this should be normally the nearest either to you or to your target audience. So let's say if you're based in the United States, selling to people in the United States, well, you select either of those two here. But maybe you're based in the United States, maybe selling exclusively in Europe, in which case you might select one of those servers here, okay? So because we're based in Ireland here, we can select either Netherlands or maybe United Kingdom. So United Kingdom should be nearest. So let's click on this and now you click change. Very good. And now we're going to finish our setup. So as you can see, now it's taking care of everything. We can see the progress line. So now as you can see, it's installing the SSL certificate for us automatically. Very good. So we're done already. As you can see, well done. You are ready. So from here, you can either go and see your website. So we don't need that because we haven't built anything yet. So we're going to go back to our control panel. Okay, so let's click on Manage Site. There you go. And we're back to our dashboard now. So now from here, we're going to create an email address and also we're going to install WordPress on our server. So first, as you can see, it says free email. Setup is not finished. So let's click on the Manage here. Very good. So as you can see, I have paid plans as well. I would go with the free one. Absolutely no problem with this, So I'll click select. So let's create our email address. So maybe info@. You're going to enter your password and then a recovery email just in case. I'm just going to put hello@mrweb.tv. Okay. And now we're going to create our new account. And there you go, as you can see, we have a new email address now, and you can access it using the webmail. So if you click on this, you can open this in a new tab. So this is your email address, enter your password as well, and click login. And there you go, as you can see, this is your mailbox, basically inbox and sent and spam and archive. So basically you can access all your emails immediately from here. And now we can go back to our dashboard, okay? So from here, we're going to install WordPress. So right here, you have website, click on this, expand, and as you can see, you have WordPress and auto installer. This is the one we need to click on, okay? So click on auto installer. And for this type of project, we need WordPress, but also WooCommerce. So the one we're going to select here is this one because we're going to build an e-commerce platform, okay? We need WooCommerce installed as part of our main plugins. So we're going to click on this, select. So first, let's enter the website title. So maybe Learn with Mr. Web. Make sure the admin email is correct and then create a username and a password as well. Now we move to the next step. So right here, you can select if you want automatic updates or not. So it is advised to use this option here, update only to minor version, but that's really up to you. If you want to automatically update to the newest version, you can select this one here altogether. Again, that's really up to you, okay? And then click install. And there you go, guys. You can see this is done already. So we have everything installed, you know, Lightspeed Cache, Object Cache, SSL certificate. So now you can edit your website by clicking on this button here. So click on that, it will open up in a new tab, and this will give us access to our WordPress dashboard. Okay, guys, so welcome to your WordPress dashboard. So the first step is to do a bit of cleaning up because a lot of plugins that we don't need, obviously, you know. So for this, we go to plugins. So as you can see, I have all-in-one WordPress migration, Hello Dolly, Askimet, anti-spam. We really don't need them, okay? So deactivate this one first. And now tick those three. And we're going to delete them, okay? So select here, delete, and then apply, confirm. Very good. And now we're going to keep this one here as well, Lightspeed Cache. But while we're working on the website, we're just going to deactivate it for now, okay? So just like this. Very good. So that's done now. So next we go to our settings here. We go to general and make sure that the site title is correct. So this should normally be your business name or maybe the same as your domain name, something like that, okay? And then we have the tagline here. So this could be a tagline, this could be a USP, maybe a slogan that you have. So basically something appealing enough to your visitors. So I'm just going to put here, book your appointment now as an example, okay? So then scroll down the page, make sure that your admin email address is correct because this is where you will receive all the confirmation of your bookings. And right here, make sure that you have the date format and the type format correct based on your location. And then save changes. And then now we go to permalinks. And right here, make sure that you select post name. And this will help with SEO as well. So basically Google will crawl your website and they will see your domain name / and then your page -name. And this is basically how this works. And this is very handy as well for your visitors in the front end. Scroll down the page and then save changes. And that's just done with the initial settings. So now let's have a quick look in the front end. So hover on top of your site title, visit site, right click, open in a new tab. And there you go. This is what it looks like at the moment. So this is very basic, because it's using the default theme that comes with WordPress, which is the 2023, and we're going to change that obviously. So first, let's install our theme. So we go to Appearance, Themes, Add New, and we're going to install Astra. So this one here. So if you don't see it in the recommended, you can always type Astra in the search box, and there it is. If you hover on top, you have the install button. Click on this, and now activate. And right here on top, we have a message inviting us to install the starter template. So these are basically ready-made templates that we can install in just a few seconds, in just a few clicks of the mouse. So obviously this is going to save us a lot of time. So you can install this by clicking on this button here. But sometimes this message will not display, in which case you have to go to Astra here by the side, go to starter templates, and then click on this button here, install and activate. So they keep changing things, so one way or the other, depending on when you're going to watch this video, obviously. Okay, so let's click on this together. Very good, so it's activated now. And now we need to select our page builder. So I have three different options here. The block editor that comes by default with WordPress, which is called Gutenberg, with Elementor and Beaver Builder. Elementor, it's a very simple drag and drop page builder. Beaver Builder, very similar. Out of those three, the block editor is the fastest to load, which is good for SEO purposes. So again, let's select this one. Okay, so right here, as you can see, you can select any of those ready-made templates. So you have all the different categories here, so feel free to select any of them, the one that applies to your type of business. So as you can see, we have photographers, artists, author, musician. You also have all the professionals here, like you have accountants, maybe law, finance, medical. So all of these could apply to our type of website here. They would all benefit from a booking system. And as you can see, you have salon, beauty, fitness, yoga as well here. So these are the type of businesses that would need a booking system. So whichever industry you're in, please feel free to select any of those options. And then we'll be presented with a few different options here underneath. And as you can see, most of them are premium. But as always, we're going to use a free version here. So scroll down the page, all the premium ones will be displayed on top. And if you keep scrolling down the page, you will find the free ones. As you can see, you have daycare services. This one is for an electrician. This one, language tutors, you know, a real estate consultant, and so on and so on. So all of these are free here at the bottom. And what I would highly recommend is you find a template like this one. As you can see, there's a call to action button in the menu section. Like this one here, there's a call to action button in the menu section. And the same here with those three. As you can see, call to action button, call to action button, call to action button. So what's the purpose of having the call to action button directly in your menu section? Well, basically your visitors can land anywhere on your website, any internal pages. They will see the call to action button that will invite them to book an appointment now, okay? So let's go ahead with one of them. So in our case here, I'm going to select dental clinic. So I can show you when you have multiple employees and multiple types of services that you provide, how you can do so. But obviously you would select a theme that suits your industry. But the principle is the exact same throughout the whole website here, okay? So if you want to see what it looks like, simply click on it. And there you go, you have a preview here of what your website looks like. So as you can see, that looks very professional indeed. So now we can go to the next step. And like we said, we're going to use this as our main call to action button, like book an appointment like we have here, okay? So now we're going to continue now. And then you can select your default colors. As you can see, by default, we have blue. Maybe your logo colors and your company colors are red. Maybe it's more orange or yellow, maybe towards the green. So you can select any color here that fits your branding basically, okay? So I'm just gonna keep the default blue for now. And you can also select your font. Obviously a font will give a different feel. As you can see, if I change this, you get a totally different feel, obviously, you know, you will convey a totally different message. So based on our type of business here, dental clinic, I think that font looks very professional. So let's continue with this. So right here, you might have to scroll down the page, find this button here, submit and build my website, and make sure you have all these boxes ticked, okay? So submit and build. And now it's going to take just a few seconds to import the demo content. So nearly there now, 90%. And there you go, guys. Congratulations. The website is ready and it took only 12 seconds to build. So fantastic indeed. Now click on this button here to go back to the dashboard and confirm. Very good. So now we can have a quick look in the front end. You can dismiss this message here. So let's go back to our website and refresh our page. And there you go, guys. You can see that looks very, very professional indeed. So the website was recreated in just 12 seconds. And all we have to do now is basically change maybe a bit of the content here, add our own images, and that's basically it, okay? So let's take care of this now. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard, and now let's install our booking system. And for this, we're going to use this plugin here by MotoPress. So it's called WordPress Appointment Booking Plugin. So this is the free version, but there's also a pro version, okay? So let's scroll down the page and let me show you the difference between the two. So this is a very comprehensive solution. As you can see, you have all these features here. So we're not going to read through them. I'm going to demonstrate all of this during our tutorial anyways, you know. But if you scroll down the page, you will see you can have access to the Pro version as well. And these are the features that come with the Pro version. So you can add more payment gateways. So you have direct bank transfer. You have Stripe as well. So this is a very popular one. So if you want to use Stripe or PayPal, you will need the Pro version, okay? And with the Pro version, you'll be able to sync your website's bookings to your employees' Google Calendars immediately, which is a very handy feature indeed. You can also register new customers manually through the site's backend, which is a very handy feature, especially if you want to be able to book appointments over the phone. And you can also add more recipients for email notifications. So these are basically the main features that you'll get with the Pro version compared to the free version. Now, how much is the Pro version? It's only $59 US. So I personally think that it's worth the money, especially you can get paid by PayPal or Stripe, get paid upfront immediately, and especially considering that if you get your first booking, I suppose you're going to get that money back immediately. It's a very small, tiny investment, isn't it? So at this stage, it's really up to you to decide whether you want to install the free version or the paid version based on your requirements, obviously, So now let's go back to our WordPress dashboard and let me show you how you can install these. So we go to plugins, add new. Now, if you opted for the free version, go into the search box here and look for WordPress appointment booking plugin. Well, there it is, okay? And all you have to do basically is click install now and then activate. Now, for this tutorial, I'm going to install the pro version, okay? So let's pretend you purchased the pro version of their website, in which case we click on upload plugin, choose file, and the file would have downloaded will look something like this, WordPress appointment and then the version. So now select the file, open, and click install now. And then activate plugin. So that's done now, and as you can see by the side now, we have an additional tab called appointment. So if you click on it, as you can see, it will expand and it will show you all the different sections that we can use to configure our appointment booking system. So clearly this is a very comprehensive solution with a lot of different features. So now we are going to cover all the essential steps in a chronological and logical manner. Now clearly not all of these steps will apply to you. Some might not. But anyways, we're going to cover all of these in a logical, chronological manner, like I said. So let's get started with step number 1, how to set up your appointment booking system. So first we're going to add our employee. So click on this one here. Now, if it's just you as a solopreneur, just add yourself. If you have multiple employees, add all the different employees right here on this page. So for this, we click on add new. So then right here, you put the title. So in our case, is the name, okay? So let's say John Doe. And John Doe is maybe a cardiologist, okay? And right here, you can type a description as well. So just type away, So I'm just putting here cardiologist and then the description. So right here, we have to put the email address. So I'm just going to copy and paste this here. So this is the one, okay? And right there, you're going to type the phone number. So let's say maybe the person is based in the United Kingdom, maybe United States, or you can select any of your countries. So we are based in Ireland ourselves. So I'm just going to select Ireland, okay? And right here, going to type the mobile number. Why mobile number? Because this phone number can be used for sending SMS notifications as well. So let's do that. So I'm going to say 85123456 There you go. Now you can also add more than one phone number. So if you click add new here and label, you put landline number, for instance, okay, and then 01234567 And you can also use that feature to add a website, in which case you would link the URL right here, okay? So scroll down with the social network. So let's say maybe the doctor is on social media or has his own network or whatever. You can add them here. So let's say maybe Facebook, okay? And then you're going to put the content here. So Facebook page. And then you're going to put the link here. So HTTPS, Facebook, and then the landing page to your Facebook page. And then you can do the same maybe with X or Twitter now, and the content, Twitter feed, tweet here or something like this, and then the link to your URL. And we can add LinkedIn, I suppose, as well, if it's a professional platform. And then you're going to put here LinkedIn. Okay, and then again, the link. So I'm just going to put a hashtag here for now, but obviously you would put the actual landing page to your social media platforms. Scroll down the page, we have the additional information. If you click on this, again, same principle, Maybe you want to add some credentials, maybe your specializations, maybe the type of diploma that you have, or any information that you feel that's important for your visitors, obviously, So here I'm going to put maybe diploma, and I'm going to PhD in cardiology at Stanford University, and you can put the link to university here as well if you wanted to, or whatever, maybe a document or something. So we scroll down the page here, you have your employee Google Calendar. So this is a feature that's only available with the Pro version, like we mentioned at the outset of this tutorial. And all you have to do basically is click on this button here, connect to Calendar. It will open up in a new tab, log into your Google account, and that's basically it. You'll be logged in immediately, okay? So that's basically it for our employee number 1. So let's click publish again, and now we can go back to our WordPress dashboard. There you go, as you can see now with John Doe, and then you can do so with as many employees as you have. So there you go, guys. You can see I've added quite a few here, just as an example. Since we created a clinic, a hospital, well, it'd be handy to have a few employees to show you how this works. So next we go to the locations, and with the locations is the exact same principle as with the employee. So basically if you have only one location, just add one. If you have multiple locations, add them all here. Okay, so I'm just going to add one with you now. So let's add new. So let's add the first location together. So we base in our little steps. I'm just going to add Dublin for now. So click publish and publish. And that's all there is really, you know. Now go back here, add a second one, or maybe Cork. Publish, publish, exit, and I'm going to add Galway as well as an example, okay? Just like this, publish, publish, and there you go. So let's say we have 3 different locations, and now we are going to add our services. So as you can see, you have 2 different tabs for this. We have services and also service categories. So if you want to break your services down in different categories, you might want to use this. Now, again, it's not mandatory. You might not need it. You might go straight to services. This is really up to you. So clearly here in our example of building an appointment booking system for a hospital, we would have multiple departments and sub-departments. So as an example, you could have internal medicine department, and as a sub-department, you have cardiology, maybe gastroenterology, and so on and so on. So let's try to replicate this together, okay? So let's say our first category would be internal medicine, okay? So we go back here, and now we go to service categories. And let's put the name here, and then add new service category, okay? And we do the same with the second one. So surgical, add, and let's see what's the next one. Pediatrics, add here, and you would do so with as many as you have. So there you go, perhaps something like this, okay? So as you've noticed, we have categories and subcategories, or well, departments and sub-departments. So how can you do so? Well, basically we created internal medicine already, we had surgical department and so on. Now we want to create cardiology, okay? So now we go back to our services, we're going to add our name, but this time we're going to select the parent category, okay? So this is part of the internal medicine, add new service, and as you can see, this is the main category and this is the subcategory, okay? So department, sub-department, okay? And then we can do the same with the next one. So let's go ahead with gastroenterology, again part of internal medicine, and then the last one here. So there you go, as you can see, you have internal medicine and then all these subcategories, and you can do the same with all the others. So there you go, guys. As you can see, I've created all the different categories and subcategories for our hospital. So next, we're going to add our services this time. So we go appointments and then services. And now we can click add new. Okay, so before we start creating our service here, let's consider the duration and the buffer time. So if you expand here, as you can see, they all go by increment of 30 minutes. So it's 30 minutes, an hour and a half, 2 hours. Now, this might not be suitable for your type of business, not even for hospital here. Obviously, 30 minutes is way too long. So depending on the type of service that you provide, it could be a session, it could be a visit, or whatever you call it in your field of expertise, you know. Maybe you want to add this maybe in increments of 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes and so on. So first, before we can create this, please consider the time slots. How long should they be? And also with the buffer time before and after. So maybe you have to clean the room beforehand or maybe after you've seen someone, you know, maybe you need to prepare the space or something like this, you know. Again, maybe half an hour, that's probably too long, and after it's also too long, definitely, you know. So for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard first, and here we go to appointments and we go to settings. And as you can see here, we have the default time step. So let's go maybe by increment of 5 minutes first, okay? So I'm just going to scroll down and save changes. Now let's go back to our service and refresh. Okay, reload. Very good. And now as you can see, the duration is set by increments of 5 minutes. So from 5 minutes right up to a few hours. So now you can set your appointment maybe to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So in our case here, normally doctor's visit or maybe a specialist could be maybe 20 minutes, let's say, okay? Now maybe the doctor has to clean the room beforehand or afterwards, whichever. Maybe you're going to add another 5 minutes here altogether, okay? And as you can see, maybe it's for you to rest. Maybe you have yoga classes, maybe fitness classes. Obviously, you might take a break in between, maybe half an hour, something like this, or for cleanup, which is usually the case. As you can see, in between patients, you might have to replace a few items and clean the room as well. Now we have the time before booking. As you can see, 0 days, 0 minutes, 0 hour. That means if you go on your website and book for in the next 5 minutes, you will have to accept the appointment, which is usually not the case, you know. So if you want 1 day's notice, maybe you can select 1 day and 0 hour. Maybe you want 48 hours notice, you can do so. Up to whatever you want, really, you know, up to even a month if you wanted to, okay? So let's say in our case, we need at least 2 days notice, okay? So minimum capacity should be 1 and maximum capacity. So for doctors here, this will not apply, but if it's for a class or maybe a fitness group or something like this, you might set this to a certain amount. So let's say if you only have 12 spin bikes, you might put 12 here because you cannot take more than 12 people for your group session, obviously, you know. So in our case, we're going to leave this to 1 because it's only 1 patient at a time, okay? So next here we have multiply price by the number of people. So if you tick this, obviously, if it's spin classes, you have 12 people coming and it's €10 per session. Well, you have 12 times 10, $120, obviously, you know. Again, in our case, this doesn't really apply. You can select the color for your appointment, you know. So let's go maybe with blue for this one and scroll down the page. And now we're going to select the employee. So who's providing this type of service? Okay, so by the side here, as you can see, you have the different categories. So you have internal medicine, you have cardiology, endocrinology, and gastroenterology. So which doctor is actually looking after these? So let's say here we're going to select internal medicine and cardiology, okay? So now we go right on top here and we're going to add this here, okay? So internal medicine and then / and then cardiology, just like this, okay? And you can put a small description here if you want to as well. So let's add a short description together. So what is a cardiologist, okay? So if you scroll down the page now, you will see our different employees here. So you can select maybe some of them. So let's say maybe John Doe is a cardiologist and maybe also Ann Dixon's here, okay? And as you can see by the side, this has changed slightly because we're working on a blog, but you can always go back to your service here and have the access to the different categories, okay? So let's scroll down here. We have the different variations. So you can customize services for employees. So if you add this, as you can see, you have John Doe, okay? And we have the price, the duration, and minimum capacity and maximum capacity. So maybe a few doctors might have different requirements. If this is the case, add them here for employees. So you create one from John Doe and one for Ann Dixon's as well, unless they have the same set of rules, in which case you don't need this at all. Now, if this is the case, you'll have to add the price here on top. So let's say a visit for a cardiologist is maybe $150, let's say, okay? So this is your price. Again, you can set different rules and different variations per doctor as well if you wanted to. Maybe John Doe charges $200 and Ann Dixon only $120, in which case you would use this section here, okay? So this is how you set the price. Now, do you want to charge a deposit, so an upfront payment beforehand? If this is the case, what is it? Is it a fixed price or a percentage? So we said we charge $150 per visit. You might charge a percentage, maybe 25% upfront or 50% upfront, or maybe a fixed amount, $50, $40 or whatever, okay? So let's go ahead with the percentage here, and let's say we want 50% upfront and then the remainder when you get there. And here underneath we have the notification notices. So this is very handy if you want your patients, visitors or clients to bring something with them maybe, or you want to let them know about something specific. So here maybe if you take any medications, please bring them with you during your visit to the cardiology department or something like this, okay? So now we can scroll down the page here. You have the featured image. So let's add an image together. So click on this. And as you can see, you can upload your own file. You can select from the media library, or you can select from the free images here. So this is using free services, which is called Pixabay. So you can look for anything here really, you know. So cardiology, and we can select any of those images. Maybe this one here will be absolutely fine. Click on the small arrow to download it on our website, and there you go. As you can see, now you have the image attached to our service. And that's basically it for the service now. So we can go up here now and then click publish and publish again. And now we can go back to our WordPress dashboard. And as you can see, here is our internal medicine cardiology department at $150. And this is 20-minute session every time. And now you can create as many as you have. So I've added all the different services here very quickly. It took a few minutes to create them all. And after this, you'll have to create your schedules. So let's click on this together. So what are these? Well, basically is when your employees are working at the hospital. Okay, so let's click add new. And then you can base this on your services, obviously, you know. So let's say maybe you have radiology here. We're going to create one for this. So which employees does this apply to? As you can see, you can select them. So make sure you select the same employees that you added in your services. So that's important, obviously, you know. As you can see, you have John Doe and Mary Stevens. So here you're going to select John Doe. And then where is his main location? So the main location is where the employee spends the major amount of time. So let's say maybe John Doe on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, he's in Dublin, let's say, okay? So that's your main location. And maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays, he's maybe in Cork or maybe Galway or something like this, okay? So now you can create your timetable. So let's add here. So let's say on the Monday, he's there maybe at 9 a.m. until perhaps 4 p.m. Okay, just like this. So activity type, so this would be working hours. And where is this? That's in Dublin. Okay, so we just add this. And then we can add Wednesday and Friday in Dublin. So if you click add, it will automatically fetch the information from the previous day here. Okay, so you can just add. Okay, and then add again. And now we're going to select Friday this time. There you go. So now we have Monday, Wednesday, Friday in Dublin. And now we can add Tuesday and Thursday at a different location. So let's add this together. So let's say Tuesday is maybe in Cork. Okay, or maybe Galway, let's say. Okay, and then add, and now we'll have Thursday, and then now this time is in Galway as well. Okay, there you go. So that's basically it. So right here underneath we have days off period, obviously. So maybe he's off for on holiday or something like this. This is where you would add this, obviously. So you click add, and let's say maybe he'll be on holiday, let's say from November the 1st until end of the Friday the following week. So you can just add this. And as you can see, now we know that he won't be at the hospital during that week. And then you can add as many as you want. So maybe he'll be off next Friday as well. We can just add that, okay? So now if someone wants to book him on September the 15th, they won't be able to. So right here with the custom working days, so same principle here. You can add specific working hours. Maybe he's working a Saturday from time to time, or maybe on a Sunday. This is where you can add those working hours. So let's say perhaps next Sunday he'll be there between, let's say 2 p.m. let's say, maybe an evening shift from 2 a.m. until 7 p.m. or something like this, you know. Let's add this together now. So 7 p.m. There you go. You can add this. And now obviously anyone going online will be able to book this date as well. There you go. So now we have those dates here. And then after this, all you have to do is click publish. And that's just done with the schedule number 1. And then you can do so with as many employees that you have in different locations. Okay, so as you can see, I've created a few already here. So we have internal medicine in Dublin, and then obstetric and gynecology in Galway, with pediatrics in Galway, and radiology here in Dublin, 2 different departments, okay? And now we are going to create our shortcodes. So we go here and then add new, and we have different shortcodes that we can create. We have appointment form, employee list, a location list, services list, and service categories. So basically this will help us to display all the content of our different appointment sections here on different pages of the website. So let's create our first page together here, which would be the one with the appointment form. Okay, so we're going to create this one together. So let's give it a name, maybe appointment form, and right here we have the form title. So we're going to copy and paste this one again here. Okay, so which items do you want to show? Maybe your service categories, your services, location, and employee. So I suppose you want to show everything in our case. Scroll down the page, and right here you have all the labels. Obviously here you can put whatever you want. The service category, you can rename that differently, maybe just category, okay? Instead of service category, here will be services, and here will be location, and then employee. Now again, you can call this differently, you know, maybe in your case it's not called location, maybe warehouse, or maybe a gym place or something like this, whatever it is basically, you know, you can rename that differently. So here you have unselected services and unselected option. As you can see here, by default be select or any. Now you might want to change to choose an option or maybe something like this, okay? So you can have some default settings as well. So you could have a default category, default service, maybe a default location, whatever you want really. You can have this set up here immediately. So how many columns do you want to show? Maybe 3, maybe 2. And then do you want to show when the appointment ends? So I'm just going to take this to show you how this works as well. So now we go back here on top and publish. And that's basically it. As you can see, now we have this shortcode here. Now select this, so Control C. And for this, we're going to create a page together. So this time we go to our WordPress dashboard again. We go to pages. As you can see, this is our home page. That's the only page we have at the moment. So we're going to create a new one. So click add new. So this is the appointment form. So put the title here. And now we're going to add a block. Okay. So here, select shortcode. Type in short and look for shortcode. And right here, you're going to paste this one. So basically the one we just copied. Okay. So publish. Okay, very good. And now we can have a quick preview. So click on this one here, view page. And there it is. As you can see, you can select the service, the location, and which employees. So let's say I want internal medicine cardiology, where exactly it'll be in Dublin maybe. And which employee? Well, we'll select John Doe because he's the only one working there at the moment. So let's select another option, maybe pediatrics, maybe in Galway. And this time we can select between John Doe and Mary Stevens. So that's really up to you, obviously, you know. So let's click next. And right here, you can select your time slot. As you can see, it starts from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m., like we said, you know, and it's all by interval of 20 minutes, 20 minutes each. So let's say I would be free maybe 10 a.m. to 10:20. I select my time slot on the 14th here, maybe, okay, and then click next. So here, how many people? It's only one, obviously, in our case. But if you had spin classes, you might select maybe up to 12. So the price is $150. So we carry on with the next step. And right here, we're going to enter our details. So basically something like this. Okay, then scroll down the page and now we can reserve. So in this case, obviously, we're not taking any payments yet because we haven't set up any payment gateway. So the next step, if you want to get paid, let me show you how you can set up the payment methods. And for this, we go back to WordPress dashboard again. This time we go to appointments and settings. And right there, as you can see, you have the payments. So at the moment, you have test payment and pay on site. So that's the only two options available with the free version. Now, if you have the paid version, like I have installed here, you can set up direct bank transfer, Stripe, or PayPal, okay? So let's enable one of them here together. So let's go ahead maybe with PayPal. So click on manage. And right here, you're going to enable the method. Or basically to run tests, you can enable this as well. So you have the title, so pay by PayPal, which is normally the easiest way to do so. And now here we need to set up our API key. So you need your client ID and secret as well. So all you have to do is click on this link here. This will bring you to the developer.paypal.com website. So log into your dashboard using the same credentials as you have for your PayPal account. Very good. So from here, we go to apps and credentials. So right here on top, as you can see, you have sandbox or live. So if you want to run tests, enable the sandbox mode first, okay? And then we're going to create a new app. I'll put the app name. So I'm going to put appointment booking and then select merchant and then basically carry on with this. Okay, so that's done now. And as you can see here, we have the client ID and the secret ID. So now you need to copy this. So we go back here and the client ID paste. And then the same with the other one. So this is copy and then paste right there. Okay, now you need to enable the sandbox mode because as you can see, we are in sandbox mode here. Okay, so now go back here and save changes. And now we go back here to our payment methods. And as you can see, we need to select the default method here. Okay, so let's select PayPal because that's the only one we have at the moment. Now, if you do so with Stripe and maybe the others, you can select which one is your payment method by default. Okay, so then we go to save changes. And right here, as you can see, you have the payment received page. So we need to select a page. We don't have one yet. And this is only required for a payment method that handle payments on their own pages. So basically, PayPal being a third-party payment processor, we will need a page as well. So again, we go back here, we add a new page. And then we're going to put PayPal thank you page, okay? And right there, we can put the message or perhaps something like this, you know, thank you for booking an appointment with us. You will receive a confirmation email with all the details related to this visit. Now click publish and publish. Now let's go back here. Now don't forget to save your changes first, okay? And now we can select our page. So there it is, PayPal thank you page. Okay, very good. So now I've also enabled test payment and pay on site. So we can select among all these different payment methods, okay? So let's save our changes. Very good. So if you go in any of them, as you can see, there's a message here. Customers will see payment methods only if online payments are enabled in appointments, settings, confirmation mode. So let's do that together. So for this, we go to appointments. We're already there. Settings, okay, we're there as well. And then confirmation mode. So that will be in general right here. So as you can see, confirmation mode. So confirm automatically by admin manually, or confirmation upon payment. So this is the one that we need to select, obviously, So let's scroll down the page and save changes. Very good. And now let's go back to our front end. And let's put this to the test again, okay? So let's refresh our page. And there you go. As you can see now, there is no reserve button anymore. We can move to the next step. So let's click on this. And as you can see, you can select among those different payment methods. So we have test payment. So this is just to test the platform. We have pay on site. So this is basically when you get to their office or whatever location it is. So let's try PayPal here since we have installed the plugin. So let's put this to the test. So we're just going to use a debit or credit card. And right here, you can use the test card that comes with the sandbox. So if you don't know what these are, you can simply Google PayPal sandbox test card details. And as you can see, you can test Visa, MasterCard, JCB, Discover by using these credit card numbers. So 4 followed by all ones. And then any expiry date in the future and any 3 CVC code. So let's put this to the test. So let's try maybe with this card here and let's fill out our details. So there you go, perhaps something like this. And let's try to buy now. Okay, so there you go. As you can see, your appointment has been booked. Thank you. And if you go back to our backend here into appointments and payments, you will find payment 688 here, which is our booking. And as you can see, this was sent through PayPal sandbox mode and the transaction ID. So now we know that this is working with PayPal, and now we can revert back to live mode as well. So for this, again, we go back to our settings, go to payments, and go to PayPal. And right here, we need to replace those with the live credentials, okay? So disable the test mode. And our client ID and secret ID, we need to recreate them for the live website. So when we go back to our PayPal account, so developer.paypal.com, and right here, instead of sandbox, enable the toggle switch and go to live. And now create a new app and name it. So basically maybe appointment booking, create the app. And there you go, as you can see, the client ID and secret key. And now copy and paste those details into your backend here, and then save your changes. And that's basically it. And then if you go to the calendar, let's go for the month view here. And as you can see, our 3 bookings that we just created. So if you click on any of them, you have the full detail of the booking itself. And if you want to make changes to the booking, you can always do so. All you have to do is click view booking. There you go. And now you can make any changes you want. Maybe there's a typo in the name. Maybe the email address is wrong. Maybe you want to change the phone number or add a note. And right here, you can even change the dates as well. So if you click on edit reservations and then edit, as you can see, you can reschedule to a later time. So maybe someone rang you and says, oh, I'm not able to make it today. No problem at all. I can reschedule for next week, maybe Wednesday at 9:55. And that's basically it. Click update. And now everything is back in order. So now back to our settings here. If you go to emails, you can customize your confirmation emails. So here on top, this is the admin emails. So these are those you will receive personally. And these are for your customers, okay? So as you can see, new booking and cancelled booking. So if you click on manage, you can edit any of those. So let's have a look at the one for the confirmation for the customers. As you can see here, it's using some sort of variables that you can use. So this is going to fetch automatically the customer name, the reservation details, and booking price, etc., etc. So you can change the text around this, obviously, if you wanted to tweak this a little bit, okay? So there, and then the customer's name, your appointment has been booked, scheduled services, and then the full reservation details, so starting time and when they should be there, cost and payment information, total price already paid, so this is the deposit that's been paid, how much is left to be paid, and so on and so on. So again, you can tweak this around, and you can use any of those variables here. So you have the site title, the site links, if you want to link the URL to your website, booking ID, etc., etc. So feel free to use any of those variables to compose a lovely email here that your visitors will receive. And then if you go back here, you can do the same with your email that you will receive yourself, okay? So as you can see here, administrator, you got a new confirmed appointment booking, da-da-dee-da-da-da. Now that's really up to you. You can tweak this around exactly the way you want, as always, okay? So next we have the notifications, as you can see here, from and from name. So here you put your email address. Here you put the name of your business or website. And if you want, you can even send SMS notifications. So in a lot of businesses like clinics and doctors and dentists, they often do so. They send you a reminder, a notification, to remind you of your appointment. But for this, you need to install an extension. So let me show you here. So this one is called Appointment Booking Twilio SMS. So that's the one you need to get. There's a cost attached to it, obviously, as well, and a small subscription. But this is how you can send SMS directly to your customers. So again, a very handy feature. So payments, we've taken care of that. And now we're going to integration. So as you can see, you can link this to your Google Calendar and sync it immediately. So again, this is part of the Pro version only. And with the Pro version, it will allow you to link and sync your Google Calendar immediately. All you have to do is go to the Google Developer Console, create an API key and get the client ID and client secret. And all of this is well documented online anyways. And then you have your license here. So when you purchase the Pro version, you will get a license key with it. Make sure you copy and paste your license key right here. And then click Save Changes, and that's you done. So basically the license key will allow you to have automatic plugin updates and support as well if you ever get stuck. Okay, so now let me show you how you can customize your header section here and change this button here to be your call to action button. So we could have book an appointment right here on top. And again, you have book an appointment here, another call to action button. I'm going to show you how you can customize everything, the image, the text and all of that. And obviously this is not just applicable to this template. This is Jerry speaking. It will apply to any templates you install from the Astra theme, okay? And then if we scroll down, as you can see at the bottom of our page, we have book an appointment. So clearly we don't need a form like this. We are going to include our actual booking system right here and link all of this to Google Maps as well. So let's go ahead with this. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard, and right here we go to pages, all pages, and locate your home page. And now right click open in a new tab. So I like to have everything in different tabs. We have the backend, we have our home page, and we have the front end. And this is easy for us to modify things and see what it looks like at the same time. Okay. So we go back to our home page here. So if you scroll down, as you can see, this is exactly the same way it looks like in the front end. And if you hover on different elements like this one here, as you can see, you'll have a blue border here. So this is a block basically. If you click on this, as you can see, this is a block. This one is called heading. If I click on this one is called info box. If I click on this one is called image, okay? And so on and so on. And this is a container. So basically this is how you can change things. Basically click on them, change the content inside the block, and use the styling feature here to customize everything the way you want. So let's take care of our top hero section here, which is the most important section on your website, obviously. So the first thing we are going to do is maybe change the image here in the background. So don't click on the heading here. As you can see, this is call to action. Click on the outer box here, this one here, okay? As you can see, there's a blue line all around the border, and now it says container. Now, if you go to style, as you can see, this is our image. And now we can change that, okay? So let's upload our own image now. And basically all you need to do is click on change image, and then you can upload your own image. So I'm going to select a file. I found one here online. As you can see, it's a very long image. And I chose this one specifically to show you two features at once. So let's select now. Very good. So as you can see, the image here is perfectly in the background. Now, if it's not centered properly, you can use that feature here. As you can see, if you move this around, as you can see, you can move the image exactly where you want it, okay? So you can center that precisely exactly where you want it to be, okay? Very nice. And now we can tweak our main heading here. So this is a very important message. So when your visitors land on your homepage, they need to know three things immediately. Where are you based? What is it exactly that you do? And why should they choose you over anyone else, okay? So let's change our main heading here. So I'm going to add perhaps Dublin's only dental clinic specializing in superior steel implants. I found that word online. Don't worry, I don't know what it is, but it looked fancy to me, so I just added here. So let's say if you have a specialty that no one else does, please emphasize it immediately here, and also your location. So when you land on our website here, you know immediately that we're based in Dublin. We're a dental clinic and we specialize in superior steel implants, okay? And right here we have the subheading. So this is basically adding value to this. And now you need to tell your visitors why they should choose you over anyone else, okay? So we could add maybe something like this. So perhaps something like this, so established in 2001. So this shows trust and reliability. Obviously, if you've been established since 2001, you've been in business a long time. And then a little bit of background story. So we've grown from 2 dentists to a team of 17. So this shows that you've grown, obviously, covering all areas of dentistry. So here you're showing that you don't cover just dental implants, but also all areas of dentistry with a unique department specializing in dental implants. And when you see that, obviously now I have no doubts whatsoever what it is that you do. I know exactly what your website and your business is about. And then underneath we have the book an appointment call to action button here, okay? So if you click on this, you can change the text, but we're going to keep it exactly like that. And as you can see, we also have an icon here. And to change the icon, all you have to do is go to general here, scroll down the page, expand the button section, scroll down, and as you can see here, you have the icon. So you can change it for something else. I think it's fine. A calendar normally, but if you want it to change, as you can see, you can look for anything, So calendar, and you can select another one. So perhaps this one is maybe better actually, insert icon. As you can see now, we have a nice calendar. And now we need to link this. As you can see, this is our link. At the moment, we have a hashtag. So let's replace that with our actual page. So that page we've created earlier on is called appointment form. You hover on top, you have view, right click on this, and then copy link address. And right there, paste it here, okay? There you go, now we have it. So now go back to the top and save, update, and let's put this to the test, okay? So we go back here and refresh our page. Very good, as you can see now we have our new image here in the background. Dublin's only dental clinic specializing in superior steel implants, and our subheading here. And let's put this to the test. So let's click on book an appointment. And there you go. As you can see, this is bringing us to our appointment page. So this is working fine. So let's go back to the home page now and let's continue on. Okay, so let's scroll down our page now. So we have welcome to dental clinic. So this is basically a short about us section that's going to give your visitors a bit of background about yourself, a bit more than what we have here, obviously, so something a bit more meaty. So basically here, instead of welcome to dental clinic, you could replace this with about us, maybe, or about your business name, and a description here. So you can use this here to emphasize maybe a few different features or maybe benefits that could be of advantage to your visitors. And right here, as you can see, we have view on Google Maps. So again, this is a small call to action button. You can either replace this with the same button as this and type book an appointment and then add the link like we did here, or you can actually keep Google Maps itself. So if you want to send your visitors straight to your location, you can go to Google Maps. So I look for the dentist here in Dublin. So let's say this is your location. Simply click on it, and then you have the share button here, and this is your link basically, okay? So copy link, go back here, click on that, scroll down the page, you go to content, and this is your link here, okay? So paste it here, and then update. So now if I close this page and go back to the home page and refresh, let's have a quick look. So about your business name, the main features, and if I click on this, there you go, it's opening Google Maps automatically. Now, obviously you want this to open in a separate tab, obviously. So now let me show you how to do this. So we go back here, and right there, make sure you enable the toggle switch here, open in a new window though. So that's very important, obviously, click update, and let's test this again. So refresh. Very good. So if you click on this, there you go. It's going to open a new tab. Obviously, you never want anyone to leave your website, not even if it's to go to your Google location. So let's go back here. So we have our image here, and now you can easily change the images. Same principle as here above, Simply click on it and then replace, and then you can upload a new image. Select whatever you want. You can upload an image, or you can select one altogether. So I'm just going to add this one here. There you go. And then you can resize it as well, just to make sure it overlaps on top of this one, but not taking away from the other image in the background. And you can replace the image in the background. So if you click here, you will have access to the container, as you can see here. But that image here is not the one. These are the small dots. As you can see, you can move this around. You can change the position like this. So this is fine. I think this is a very nice feature that looks lovely, very nice. So you could have it here perhaps, But how do you access the image in the background? As you can see, there's no point clicking on it because you can't access it. It's only the the small dots here. So what you need to do basically is to click on those 3 lines. And as you can see, you have your container here. If you expand, this is your image. So this is the image. This is the container, right? If you click on this one here, you'll have access to the container that contains the whole lot here. So there's one behind as well, all around it, okay? And from here, now you can change the image, okay? So click on this and then upload the image that you want. So let's go ahead with one of them. Perhaps, I don't know. Let's select this one here, okay? And then select. Very good. And as you can see, now you have 2 different images. So now close this just to make sure it displays properly on full width screen. And there you go. This is just about perfect. Okay, so now let's move to the next section here. So new patient, and then maybe do you need assistance, and then your phone number. So this we can basically just change it by typing your phone number here, you know. So this could be +01 and then 234, let's say 234 5678, okay? And you can change the text accordingly, obviously. So what I'm going to show you here is how to change this form here. As you can see, your name, email address, phone number, and then send request. So where is this coming from? As you can see by the side, this is a simple contact form, okay? So for this, we have to go back to the backend. As you can see, select a form, simple contact form, and CTA form, okay? So now we go back to our backend here. This is why I like to have all the windows opened. And then from here, go to WP Forms, click on this. And as you can see right there, we have two forms, okay? We have simple contact form, which is exactly the one that is being used here. And then the call to action form, which is the one we will not use, okay? So the one we need is actually this one. So click on it if you want to edit. And this is a simple drag and drop feature, okay? So I see here, you can see you have your name, email address, and then phone number. Maybe you want to add something else, maybe a message or something like this. As you can see, you have single line, paragraph text. So this is probably the best option to get a comment or something like this, or message, you know. So drag and drop this underneath. Very good. So as you can see, next to this one, you have like an I crossed, you know, number. So basically the label is not displaying, but the message underneath, so basically the field here will display, okay? So if you click on this, you can actually change the context here. So we're going to call this one comment or message, maybe message, okay? So select this now, and we're going to type this in the advanced section as well. So you have the placeholder text. So we're going to place this in the placeholder, as you can see, like the others. So this will be visible to your visitors, okay? But now we're going to hide the label here. So use the toggle switch here, and there you go. This is the exact same. So all we'll have basically is the field itself, and then inside the field you have what is called the placeholder text, and this is what your visitors will see. And once they they start typing, basically this will disappear, okay? So let's keep it like this. Now we can save. Now you go to settings, and you want to make sure that this message is going to reach you. So you go to notifications here, and then as you can see, you have the admin email address, and then also from email address. So as you can see, we have an error message here. Why is that? Well, because normally email address should belong to the same domain name. So our domain name is learnwithmrweb.com. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this, okay? Control C, and here I'm going to type info@ and then learnwithmrweb.com, and from the same, okay? info@ and then learnwithmrweb.com. And as you can see, the error message now is gone. And now we go to confirmation. So once they click submit, what do you want to display? For instance, thanks for contacting us. We will be in touch with you shortly. Now you can change this accordingly as well with whatever message you want, okay? Now click save. There you go. And now we can close this and go back to the WordPress dashboard. Now if we go back here, click update. And now we're going to refresh and see what happens, okay? So let's refresh our page. And let's scroll down back to our form. And as you can see now, we have an additional field that says message. So this is probably better, you know, so your name, your email, your phone number, and a message. And once they click request, they will see the contact form message and confirmation message afterwards. So again, as you can see, you have a container here. If you wanted to change that color, you can do so. You go into style, and right here, as you can see, you have blue, 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 and then a very bright shade of blue. And this is where you can change the color. So this is not really a gradient. This is linear, 90 degrees, you see. Now you can move this around, obviously, you know. As you can see, you can make any changes as required. So that's really up to you if you want to do so or not. Maybe you want a gradient like I just did, you know. Maybe you want to revert back. If you don't like the colors like this, you can always use those arrows, you know, undo or Control Z, it's all the same. So if you revert back, there you go, we're back to the how it was before. And that's basically it. Okay, so next we have this section here. So this is very simple. This is just text, so feel free to change this accordingly with whatever you want. And the images, again here, like we said, you know, if you want to access the image in the background, use those 3 bars and then select the actual container. Okay, so this one is the one here in the background, and then you can change images accordingly. I'm just going to show you something with this one here. As you can see, it has a rounded shape here at the bottom. Maybe you don't want that, maybe you do. And for this, you go to Style. As you can see, you have the radius here, okay? So if you change the radius here, instead of 200, I'm going to put 0. As you can see, now we have a square edge. Maybe you want this a bit rounded slightly, and there you go. This is a totally different shape, you know? So you can play around with this and create something very unique. So now let's scroll down the page and carry on with the rest. So this is basically text as well, you know. The only thing I'm going to show you, basically, if you click on the section here, this is an info box. So this is made out of different sections. You have the icon here, you have the title. So as you can see by the side, you have all these different elements. You have the icon here, and then content, and then call to action and all that, okay? So to change the icon here, if you wanted something different, again, simply click on it and select from the large selection that you have here. And they're all broken down by different sections. So if it's for education maybe, or for communication, whatever you want to translate, you know, maybe you want to put a camera here, a bullhorn, whatever it is. So just click on it, insert the icon, and there you go. You have the new icon now displaying. And for the content underneath, just highlight this and replace with your own. So we're not gonna linger too long on this. I've showed you that already. Now here underneath you have all this section here with all the sort of information. This is very nice and everything. Now very modern looking. Now if you don't want a section, for example, okay, well then simply click on those 3 bars here again. As you can see, this is your main container. So if you click on this, it will show you exactly which section you are highlighting. And if you don't want a certain section, you can always delete it, you know. So if you click on those 3 dots here, you can delete. There you go, that's one done. Now click on this just to make sure this is the right one. Is this one? No, this is the one here. As you can see, it will always have a border all around it. So you can delete that maybe, you know. And then you can do the same with the last one. So click on it. As you can see, this is selected. And then delete. And there you go. Now you have only those sections here. Now again, this is really up to you. Now if you thought to yourself, oh, maybe I shouldn't have deleted them, you can always bring them back. Don't worry, as long as you don't update your page, you can always go back 1 step or 2, you know, just like this. So now they're all back. So if you wanted to edit this section, you want to keep it, again, same principle, simply click on each section. You have the background image, and here is your text, okay? Same with this one, this is your background image, and this is your text, and so on and so on. And then change your phone number, and that's you done, okay? So right here we have the call to action button. Again, this is for dentist, but it will apply to any case scenario, whatever template you select. And here again, we're going to change our book an appointment now, okay? So this is the call to action button. This is absolutely fine. Again, you can change the logo if you want it here, you know, the icon. So you go to content. Here's the icon, and then you can type calendar here. And let's select this one instead, okay? Or maybe the plus sign because you want to book an appointment, okay? Insert. And right here, we have to change our link. So again, we go to our pages here. We select our appointment form, view, right click, copy link address, and then paste, okay? Just like that. And then click update. And then you would do so with all the different items on your page. Obviously, we're not gonna take too long. We're just gonna skip those few sections here, because obviously, like I said, you may have selected a different layout, obviously, you know. So right here at the bottom is very handy, give you all your details, your address, phone number, email address. Again, simply click on it, replace with your own content. So right here we have book an appointment. This is great, we're gonna keep that, okay? But now we're gonna place the form here with our actual booking system, okay? So now you click on this. Now right here, as you can see, it's a WP form, the call to action form this time. So not the simple contact, but the CTA form. Now we're going to replace that, obviously, you know. So you go into your 3 lines here, and as you can see, you have WP form. So make sure you only delete the form itself. So click on that, delete, very good, okay. And there you go. So now we can replace this with something else. So if you hover on top of this, just underneath, we need the plus sign, which is here, okay. So now we're going to add a shortcode. So right there, look for shortcode, which is right here. If you don't find it, just type short, okay? And then select shortcode, very good. So make sure it's underneath our book an appointment. There it is. And now we need to fetch our shortcode. So we go back to our backend, and right here we go to appointments and then shortcodes. And remember, you created this one early on. Select this, Control C, and then Control V, and then update. Now it will not display in the backend because this is a shortcode. It's only when you go into the front end and refresh your page. And then the last thing we need to change is the Google Maps here. So click on the main section, the container again. So there it is. And right here, you can type your address. So for instance, 123 St. Stephen Green. And then you can zoom in and zoom out and change the height as well if you wanted to. Okay, so here the zoom, basically the bigger the number, the more you zoom in. The smaller the number, the more you zoom out. Again, this is really up to you, you know. So I think 16 is just about perfect, you know. And again, like I said, you can change the height if you want to make it bigger. And that's us done with the home page. So click update. Now let's go back to our home page and refresh. Very good. So as you can see, we have our hero section. We change those images, Google Maps, our own contact form here. And then the image here that we changed the shape, remember? And then scroll down, we kept this, we decided to keep it, we have book an appointment again. And then right here, this is the most important part. As you can see, I've booked an appointment. So this is right here, right there. So let's see if it works, okay? So let's try internal medicine cardiology in Galway with John Doe, next. And you can see here, you have it's actually responsive as well, you know. So if I was to select the 21st, I can select the time, you know, from 9:55, next. And this is the exact same principle right here immediately from within your page. Now, if you wanted to have a full form, you can always delete this map. This is really up to you. Maybe you don't need it. Again, depending on your set of circumstances and preferences, you can do one or the other, okay? So let's test our form here just to make sure it is working as well. So I'm going to fill this out now. Very good. So something like that, okay? And then let's send the request. And there you go. As you can see, this is our message confirming that this was sent. So thank you for contacting us. We will be in touch with you very shortly. And now let me show you how you can change your header section. So basically the logo here, your menu section, and change the call to action button. And also how to do that in the footer section, okay? So let's do that together now. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard. Okay, so first let's replace our logo. So we go to Appearance, Customize. And now right here, if you hover on top, as you can see, you have a small pencil. Click on this. And right there, we can change the logo, okay? So change logo. And I've uploaded our own logo here, Mr. Web already. So mrweb.tv, then select. And then you can skip the cropping here. So obviously it will be way too big. It's a very high resolution I've selected here, but don't worry because you can change the logo width here. So just use that slider here accordingly, you know. So maybe just about there. This would be fine, you know. There you go. So this is the right size. So now from here, we cannot change our menu section. If you click on this, it will give you the option to select which menu you want to display. As you can see, configure menu. This is the primary menu. So we cannot change it from here. We'll do that in a second. But from here, we can still change the call to action button. So as you can see here, it's call. So we're going to change this to book an appointment. Okay, just like this. Very good. And now we need to add the link. So again, we go back here. Remember, we have our page here. So right click on view, copy link address, and then paste it here. Okay, just like that. And now click save, publish, sorry. Very good. And now we can X out of this. And now let's take care of our menu. Okay, so we go to Appearance, Menus. And this is where you'll find it. As you can see, you have Home, About, Services, Review, and Contact Us, which is exactly what we have here. Okay. So now if you wanted to delete a few of those pages, maybe you don't need them, you can select the bulk select and then tick the one that you don't need. So like this, okay, and then remove. And now if you wanted to add extra pages, all you have to do is select them here by the side. As you can see, you can select View All. These are all your pages. So let's say we want to add the About Us anyways, you know, Contact Us we need our services, and maybe our Trustpilot reviews, okay? So add to menu. Now you can reorder them as well. So About Us is fine. Contact Us should normally be last. Our services third, and then Trustpilot reviews is fine like this. Now you want to change maybe some text here, you know. So our services could just be services. So just open, expand, and close. About Us is fine. Or Trustpilot reviews should normally just reviews, you know. This is absolutely fine. And then the last one, Contact Us, maybe just contact. Okay, just like this. Keep it as simple as possible. And then make sure you select primary menu here and then save menu. And that's basically how you can change your menu. Okay, now let's go back to our home page and let's refresh and have a quick look. And there you go. As you can see, we have our new logo here. So clearly we have a different color. You should be the same color as this, but this is just an example, obviously, you know. And then our menu itself, so home, about us, services, reviews, and contact. And we have a call to action button. So let's put this to the test, book an appointment. And there you go. As you can see, this is displaying absolutely fine. And now let's take care of our footer section. So again, we go back to our WordPress dashboard and same principle again. This time we go to appearance, customize. And this time I'm going to scroll down the page. As you can see, we have a footer section. So again, if you hover on top of any of those items, you can replace it, okay? Now, as you can see, you cannot change the logo from here. So this is a widget. I'm going to show you in a second how to replace that. But you can change your social icon and your copyright field here, okay? So let's click on social. So here we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google Review, and you can add as many as you want. So as you can see, all you have to do is scroll down. So maybe you want to add YouTube, add this, okay? And maybe you want to delete one of them. Maybe you don't have Google Reviews or Instagram or whatever. Just delete it like this, okay? And to change the content, all you have to do is click on it. And as you can see, this is the URL. So I'm just going to put a hashtag for now, you know. This is your URL here, linking to your account. So this is Twitter, which is normally X now, I think, you know. And Facebook, we have also a hashtag. And that's basically how you can change, add or remove some of your social media icons. And right here you have the copyright. So basically this is this text here, copyright, and then the name of your website and so on. Maybe you don't want this powered by dental clinic. I think that's not necessary, in which case you can just select this, delete, and then publish. Now let's go back to the front end and refresh. There you go. As you can see, this has been changed and we have our social media icon, and you can see now we have YouTube as well, which we didn't have before. And now we can exit out of this, and I'm going to show you how to change the logo. So appearance, widgets. Very good. So close this, and then we go to the one that's called footer builder widget 1. And right there here, as you can see, this is our logo. So click on this to change it. And for some reason it's bringing this image. I have no idea why, but anyways, we can change the image here. Let's select our logo again, you know, select, update. Very good. So let's go back here and refresh. There you go. There we have a logo. So that's way too big, obviously. Now we can resize that. Don't worry. So I'll click on this now. As you can see by the size, you have the image size. So now it's full size. So we're going to select custom, okay? And we're going to select our own width. So maybe select here, maybe 120, maybe a bit bigger. I don't know. Let's try here and see what it looks like. Maybe up to here, you know, just about there, 157. Click update. You might have to try a few different sizes, you know, and there you go. This is just perfect. So now a last minute tweak, because I'm not really happy with this page, to be honest. You know, as you can see, I have the title here. This is the logo in the background, book an appointment. So we need to add a bit of spacing here and also have a darker background for our menu section. So let's finish that up, you know. Obviously, you always have a few tweaks like this in last minute. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard again. We go to pages. This time is called the appointment form, okay? So edit this one and let's add a new section here. So click plus. So this is going to be a container, okay? And that's the full width container. And right here, select this and we go to style, and in the background, we're going to add an image. So change image. So let's select one of our image. It has to be wide enough. So this one is 1700 pixels. Let's see if there's something a bit wider than this. So let's try this one here instead. We're at 2560 pixels. Perfect. So let's select this one. As you can see, we have the image in the background. Now we go to general. We need to set the height. Okay, so this is too high. Maybe something about that height. This would be about perfect, you know. And now let's make sure the image is centered properly. So you can use this dot here again, you know, like we said. So maybe just about there in the middle. And now we can add a heading. So here, select heading. Okay. And here we're going to type book an appointment. So book an appointment. Very good. Now we want this centered. So here, select those three dots, align center. That's perfect. Now we might change this to white. Okay. So here we go to color, text color, select white instead. Okay. Very good. So we have this now. As you can see, there's no contrast. So what we're going to do is select on the container again, and we're going to add a little bit of an overlay color. So for this, scroll down the page here, as you can see, overlay type. So let's select this one, color, and we're going to select a dark color. Oops, sorry, maybe darker than this, maybe black altogether. There you go. Yeah, and now we can read this perfectly. Maybe you want it even darker than this. As you can see, you can select the slider here, and there you go. We can still see the image in the background, but the text does stand out now, obviously, you know. So what we need to do now is to position this on top. So we click on this small arrow here. There you go. And now let's click update. Okay, so now let's have a quick look. So we go back here and refresh our page. So we're almost there now. As you can see, I have a white spacing here. So let's get rid of this. So we go back there. So select our image. We go to style, scroll down the page, go to spacing. And as you can see, I have margin here. So unlink. And right there, as you can see, select EM instead of pixels. Okay, very important. And now we're going to go down. So as you can see, it's moving along nicely. So let's try maybe -5, update. And let's put this to the test again. So let's refresh. And there you go. That's absolutely perfect now. So clearly we need a bit of breathing space on top here and at the bottom of our form. So let's do this. We're going to add a spacer. So here at the bottom, click on the plus sign. So find the spacer. There it is. Okay, click on this. So this is our spacer. So we're going to move this one up. So this one goes on top. And now we're going to duplicate this. Okay. And the second one will go at the bottom, just like this, okay? One on top of our shortcode, one at the bottom of the shortcode. Click update, and let's refresh. And there you go, guys. All done already. So there you go, guys. I hope you found this helpful. If so, please consider giving us a thumbs up, and feel free to share this with all your friends as well. Now, if you want more of these, you can always subscribe to our channel. And if you want to watch more of these tutorials, I'm going to leave a playlist right here.